I've probably robbed over 100 banks in my life, more than 100, maybe 150 banks.
A short time ago, William Sequeira appeared before me in court. He had an amazing story to tell.
No, I'm not going back to prison. I've been in prison over 37 years of my life.
37 years?
Yeah, I was in state prison for 7 years too. But I was in federal prison for 31 years. You ever seen the movie The Town?
I have not.
Well, that movie's about me. Watch the movie. Ben Affleck plays me in the movie.
Now, I'm not sure that Ben Affleck actually based his character on William, but what I am sure of is that the world is fascinated by his story. Over 50 million people have watched this case. We recently had an opportunity to meet up with William and to learn more about his unconventional life.
Well, my name's William Sequeira, and it's not been an easy road, but I spent a lot of time in prison. Well, I was born in New Bedford, Mass. My father died when I was 8 years old, and so it wasn't easy with me and my mother because I was upset about my father dying. And, I got into a lot of trouble when I was a kid. From 11, 12 to 16, I was in Department of Youth Services. And, my life was a little different because of being in the youth services, you got to spend time in foster homes. And then when I moved to Boston when I was 18, I got a job and I met a bunch of people up there. And in Boston, you got a lot of guys who are all into the criminal lifestyle. I used to go in Whitey Bulger's bar. Triple O's on Broadway. I used to go in all the bars, and you're hanging around, meeting everybody. Then you're getting in with everybody. Next thing you know, you're doing scores. You do a bank, you do a truck, you grab bags. You're robbing banks every 4, 5, 6 banks a month, and that business is really no fair. Your adrenaline is so high on get the score done, get the money, handle your business, get the hell out of here. As far as you got to worry about cops. That's why you got to go in there. We always had a stopwatch. I'd click it. You got 60 seconds when you walk in the door. Because as soon as you walk in with guns and masks, they're hitting alarms. Everybody's hitting the alarms. It's on. The cops are coming. You got to go and grab, get out. That's how you got to do it. I've probably robbed over 100 banks in my life, more than 100, maybe 150 banks. I've robbed some banks twice. Yeah. Scores are so good, you go back twice, you get them again a month later. Well, I used to have a lot of money. I used to keep $500,000 at the house. I used to keep 20, 40,000 on me. I used to blow sometimes 50,000, and every 2 days I'd blow 50 grand. I'd blow 150, 200,000 a week. Ben Affleck, when he did the movie The Town, he went to our scores, our banks, our guys, our crews, Anthony Shea's crew, the Hudson Armored Car robbery, where they killed the 2 guards. My crew robbing banks, we'd rob banks, how we lived, how we spend money, how we all hung out. It's amazing because during the movie, he falls in love with a chick and then he gives her money at the end. Well, in real life, my old lady was a bank teller and she worked at a bank in Boston. She was my fiance who was a head teller at a bank. Isn't that amazing? She fell in love with me and then she found out I was a criminal. And she's like, I've never been with a guy like you. You're like a gangster crazy guy. You're an unbelievable criminal. But I fell in love with you. I can't leave you. So she ended up staying with me and we were going to get married. And then I said, well, if you're going to stay with me, this could come down to an end sometime. I could end up getting killed. Are you willing to deal with that in life? I could get killed. I said, you still going to love me? She goes, I'm going to love you till you're dead. And she stayed with me. Then when I got caught in the bank robbery in Rhode Island, she actually seen it on TV, the police chase, went to my house and got all my money out of my refrigerator, which was beautiful. Well, I went to federal prison. Nobody wants to go to the federal penitentiary. It's a very bad world in there. It's really violent, it's real serious, and it's not somewhere you want to go. And we got a crew of Boston guys at every federal penitentiary, which is high security. It's a lot of stabbings, a lot of killings. We got our own crew. Mostly criminals like bank robbers, murderers, kidnappers, serious drug dealers. Those are the guys who are in the penitentiary, all violent guys. You ain't in the penitentiary if you ain't violent. Well, this Boston tattoo, the B, that's Boston guys. That's us in prison, federal penitentiary. A lot of us have the B on it. The B's a big thing. If you got a B on you, you better be a serious guy because the B's a serious letter to have on your neck. I had a lot of assaults, a lot of violence. I get stabbed up. I done stabbed many guys. I got stab wounds all over me. I got scars everywhere. I was in Atlanta Federal Prison, and it was like 2017. And I got a letter under my cell door, and it says there was a Supreme Court case Johnson's versus U.S. We reviewed all the cases in all the districts, and your case fits the criteria of the Johnson case. You're going to be going back to Providence Federal Court, and you're going to get an immediate release from prison. I said, wow, this is like, Jesus just touched my shoulder. The first day I walked out of prison, I got released, and I went to the Providence bus terminal. I was in so much shock, I was like, looking at people, I was like, it was hard to imagine I'm free. Yeah, I'm still adjusting after 3 years. Well, it's not easy, it's very hard out here. It's a learning. You never stop learning. You gotta change your ways, and you gotta do the right things. You gotta stay positive, you gotta think positive. That's what I do. I try to stay positive and think positive so I can have a good life, the remainder of what I have left.